First of all, I'm going to start from a physics lesson, and the physics lesson will be the second lesson from your grade 10, right? Your grade 10 second lesson, you know that, linear motion. All right, so now we are going to start the lesson. So in the lesson that we have today is the linear motion. So keep it in mind that what I'm teaching here are the things that you want for the exam, right? So apart from these things I'm teaching you, you won't get anything in the exam, because I have analyzed lots of past papers, and from the experience I know what you are getting for your exams. So the first thing that we have to discuss about is the difference between the distance and the displacement, right? Distance and the displacement. So when it comes to distance and the displacement, let's assume we have two cities called A and B. We have two cities called A and B. And between these A and B cities, you can reach to the B city from A in different paths. So you can, this is a one path, this is a one path, and we can take another one like this. So you can go from A to B in different paths. But if you talk about, or if you consider about the shortest distance between A to B, there is only one short distance, right? There is only one shortest distance between A and B. So this shortest distance is known as the displacement, right? The shortest distance is known as the displacement. These all are distances, right? This is a distance, this is a distance, this is a distance, this is a distance, but we have only one displacement. So displacement is known as the shortest distance between two places, right? The displacement is the shortest distance between two places. So when it comes to the displacement, there is also something else that you should know and that we should learn. That thing is the vector quantities and the scalar quantities, right? The vector quantities and the scalar quantities. What is a vector? So when it comes to the vector quantities and the scalar quantities, vectors and scalars, right? If something has both a direction and a magnitude, if something has both a direction and a magnitude, this is known as a vector. As an example, look at this displacement. This displacement has a direction from A to B, right? A to B is direction. And it has a magnitude. We can say it's 1 kilometer or something, right? It has a magnitude. So as I said to you, A to B, we have a direction and a magnitude as well. So these things are known as, right? These things are known as vector quantities. If we have a direction and a magnitude, they are known as vector quantities. And when it comes to scalar quantities, we only have a magnitude. Okay, we only have a magnitude. Vector quantities, direction and a magnitude. Scalar quantities, just only a magnitude. What are the other examples for vector quantities? As an example, we can say force. We are applying a force to some certain direction. As an example, take this box. You want to move this box to this direction. So you are applying a force to this direction, right? There is a direction, and let's assume we have a value for that, 10 newtons. So there is a value which means a magnitude and as well as a direction. So these things are considered as vector quantities. right? When it comes to scalar quantities, we don't have a direction. We just only have a magnitude. Time is a scalar quantity. Do time has a direction, right? When someone asks you, what is the time now? Do you say it with a direction? No, right? The vector quantities and scalar quantities. That is the next thing that you should know, right? So I said to you, the displacement is the shortest distance between two places. The next thing that you should know, now you know what is the displacement and the distance, no? So the difference between the distance and the displacement, right? The difference between the distance and the displacement, for the distance, we don't have a specific direction. When you are going from Colombo to Kandy, right? Let's assume you are going from Colombo to Kandy. So you are going in a road which has all these bends and every stuff, right? So you are traveling a distance, right? Let's assume we have 100 kilometers from Colombo to Kandy. So the distance that you traveled is 100 kilometers. But the displacement is a different story. When it comes to the displacement, it is the shortest distance between Colombo to Kandy, right? If you measure the distance between Colombo to Kandy in a direct line, that is the displacement, right? All right, so this is the displacement and the distance. And displacement is measured in meters and distance is also measured in meters. These are the SI units of distance and the displacement.